This episode brought to you by Stamps.com. Why go to the store to get stamps when you can have them printed right at home for your convenience? Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember? So you don't have to. What am I missing, guys? What am I missing, guys?
Ice pellets for one! Ice pellets for one! Get out, Anna!
What am I missing, guys? I'm making no secret, I really enjoyed Disney's very loose telling of the Snow Queen with Frozen in 2013. But the film became such a hit that people quickly turned against it, claiming it was overplayed, overhyped, overexploited, even acquiring this reaction when Let It Go starts playing. So how did so many people rooting against it end up liking it, and how did people like me who really liked the first one What am I missing, guys? I guess to my credit, I'm not exactly alone. Made 7 years after the original, several critics found the movie less than a worthy follow-up. Even some comedians enjoyed taking a shot at it. But I've heard so many fans say they not only like this film, but they like it even more than the first. I usually understand when something I don't like is a big hit, like the Transformer and Twilight movies I can't stand, but I get why they gather an audience. But this one, I'll admit, I'm a little in the dark about. I mean, yeah, kids are obviously gonna like it because it's a sequel to one of the things they've watched a million times, but adults getting into it even more than the first one? To quote another Disney CG character?
I don't get it.
So this review is less me pointing out why I think it doesn't work. Oh, you know me too well, but I also want to understand why people like it. The same way I ask you to understand my point of view, I think it's important to understand other people's point of view too. So I'm gonna try to get an idea why this film won so many people over. Let's try to understand. Let's just try to understand. This is Frozen 2. We open once again with Anna and Elsa as children playing with snow in-jokes as their father, played this time by Alfred Molina, tells them about a real enchanted forest he came across in his youth.
It was protected by the most powerful spirits of all.
The spirits of front-loaded cramming. Seriously, this film squeezes a lot into 2 minutes, which I would see as a major problem, but seeing how that's double the time Doolittle gave, I guess I can be a bit more lenient. To sum up, there was a truce between the people of the Enchanted Forest, who utilized the forest's gifts of earth, fire, wind, and water, and the Kingdom of Arendelle. Suddenly, the people of the forest randomly attack. I'm positive that's how the story's gonna stay. The king is killed, now making Anna and Elsa's father the ruler, and a mist covers the land, not letting anyone in or out.
Whoa, Papa. That was epic.
I like the part where Grandpa died. That was cool. I mean it too when I say I'm summing up. Despite it being 2 minutes, here's an idea of how much they cram into that short time span.
King Runard built them a mighty dam. Fighting enraged the spirits, and someone saved me. I wish I knew who it was. The spirits then vanished, but the forest could wake again.
Now, in fairness, the first film was pretty front-loaded too. Including, let's be honest, a lot of stuff that didn't make sense, but a lot of people went with because, well, fairy tale rules. Logic's kept low so you can focus on the simplicity yet relatability of the characters and problems. It's something you can easily fit in a storybook. I don't envy the people that tried to sum this movie up in a storybook. It's like a season of Avatar squished into a movie. You know the punchline, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The exposition is still going!
My mother would sing a song about a special river called Atahalan that was said to hold all the answers about the past.
Are we gonna be tested on this? Cause you're talking like we're gonna be tested on this.
Where the north wind.
The mother sings a really pretty song about the river, and honestly, I felt like the movie was gonna get back on track here. You know, with the songs driving the story, atmosphere, and characters' emotions. Cut to years later, though, as Queen Elsa, voiced again by Adele Dazeem, seems to have her kingdom and her powers under control. Even Olaf is given permafrost so he doesn't melt away. Trust me, you'll regret that sin.
I'm not alone anymore. Yes, the wind blows a little bit colder.
Okay. Didn't we just have a song? How much time passed since the last one? A minute. Okay, well, if it's an essential song, I understand. What's it about? How everything's fine. Like, really fine. Like, this is a song you would hear in one of those Frozen shorts, not a 7-year in development movie. It's light, doesn't explore much, not funny or inventive, and I'd probably be more forgiving of it if we didn't just hear another song! But again, rocky start. I mean, we're not even a third in, and the film's not awful, it's just a little underwhelming. Let's see what new developments we have with the characters. Well, Elsa hears a voice calling to her, and while she's comfortable with her kingdom and her abilities, she can't help but feel an unease like there's something more. Something after happily ever after. Complex, I like it. What's Anna up to? Well, she wants to support Elsa, and we're good. Yeah, it's interesting how different they were in the first one, which actually helped teach very different lessons. How to not wear your heart on your sleeve, but how to also not be too closed off. Here, she just kind of follows Elsa and is constantly in her shadow.
You are not going alone. Promise me, we do this together. Where's Elsa?
Not in
I
any
swore
recent
that I
time
wouldn't
will
leave
we
her
die,
side.
but
Let me help you, please.
In fact, the happy ending is she takes over exactly where Elsa left off. Had the movie focused on her maybe being too carefree and not wanting to change, maybe this would have been a good arc, but A, if that's really what that song is supposed to be, that was a really weak way of doing it. And B, she seems very accepting of everything that comes her way. If she didn't want to go on the journey or not get involved where they feel they don't belong, maybe that could have created some conflict. But wherever Elsa goes, she goes. So it doesn't feel like there's a ton of growth. Ooh, but she does freak out at Kristoff a lot.
in case we die.
You think we're gonna die?
No.
Yeah, let's talk about him. In the first film, he's not super complex, but he does his role fine. He wants to help to get his business back. He talks to his reindeer because he doesn't have many human friends. He's not always the brightest, but he's practical and competent enough to help out on any journey. In this film, he wants to propose to Anna, and we're good. The same way a great character like Buzz Lightyear was reduced down to one bad running joke in Toy Story 4, Kristoff is insultingly forced into this story the same way. He wants to propose, it backfires, and he tries again. He wants to propose, it backfires, he tries again.
That last word really seemed to throw her.
Under different circumstances.
You mean like with someone else?
What? I said you'd have to be crazy to want to marry a man you just met.
Wait, what? Crazy?
You think I'm crazy?
And the funny thing is, Disney has actually done this cliche before, and surprisingly well. In The Rescuers Down Under, a criminally underrated movie, Bernard does the exact same thing. He tries to propose, it backfires, he tries again. But he's also shy, an overthinker, has low self-esteem, is afraid of everything, but bravely does what needs to be done. There's more to him outside of this one joke, so we're rooting for him and sigh every time it doesn't go well. Kristoff has no other traits outside of this joke that's over, when did Rescuers Down Under come out? 29 years old! It's almost like Frozen was a self-contained movie and they had no idea what to do with these characters after they served their purpose. It doesn't even make me want to see them together. With Anna exploding at him all the time, it honestly shows how not compatible they are. Truth be told, Anna and Elsa actually have more chemistry.
When are you going to see yourself the way I see you?
You know, sisterly chemistry.
What would I do without you?
You'll always have me.
Totally, just sisterly chemistry.
Cuddle close, scooch in.
There's a river full of memory. I know what you're doing.
This is Disney.
DeviantArt doesn't need any more fuel.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. Okay, but 100% due credit, the one thing that is consistently good in this is Elsa. Not only does she have the best story with a mystery that sucks you in, but big surprise, her songs are really fucking awesome.
Into the unknown.
Despite them definitely having a Let It Go vibe, honestly I'd be shocked if they didn't do that. And they're still good songs. Emotional, big, and further her journey both physically and emotionally. Though am I the only one who thinks the voice calling her is the melody of Jack's Lament from Nightmare Before Christmas?
Oh, somewhere deep Oh my god, you should sue somebody.
Into the unknown.
Shut up! It's 3 a.m.! I can't take credit for that, I got it here. Check her stuff out, she's kind of amazing. Link here. Anywho, it seems like the voice and Elsa are connected as the elements start rampaging Arendelle and Elsa evacuates everyone. When Anna asks what's going on, Elsa says she has a feeling, nay, an intuition about what all this is.
I woke the magical spirits of the enchanted forest.
Or she knows exactly.
Kristoff! Oh!
Don't worry, we don't have a song this time.
The past is not what it seems. A wrong demands to be righted.
And when I say righted, I mean... Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit, but for now, Elsa says she needs to go to the Enchanted Forest. Anna insists that she comes with.
Excuse me, I climbed the North Mountain, survived a frozen heart, and saved you from my ex-boyfriend, and I did it all without powers, so, you know, I'm coming.
Me too.
Seeing how I'm the one who actually did all of that. They reach the Wall of Mist, and Elsa's powers are the only thing that can get them through. Just like that other princess movie, Brave. That turned out good, right?
That turned out good, right?
Isn't that what I just asked?
What?
They enter the forest and see the dam that was built by Arendelle years ago.
Well, if that dam broke, it would send a tidal wave so big it would wash away everything on this fjord.
What an incredibly natural thing to say. Back to me wondering how this film's gonna end. Meanwhile, Olaf partakes in what I'm gonna call comic relief gunpoint. You see, in the first movie, Olaf comes in halfway through the film. A smart move utilized in several Disney movies because that means the main characters have to be charming and funny for the first half, making us like them more. So you don't have to put all your comedy into one character, as that usually backfires. But in this flick, he's there at the start, which means when the film's not meeting that Disney MCU laugh quota, he takes over, driving the story to a crashing halt, trying to make little kids giggle.
Samantha? I don't even know it's Samantha.
Now don't get me wrong, we did have one scene like that in the first. But it was around when we first met him, so it helped establish his character, give him something to strive for, and yeah, I found it pretty funny. In Frozen 2, they do that thing where the camera's really close to his face when he runs. That's only a 13-year-old cliche compared to the 29-year-old cliches you were doing.
What's that thing you say, Olaf?
My theory about advancing technologies is both our savior and our doom?
Okay, once in a while he gets a laugh. A tornado sweeps them up, but Elsa freezes it away, resulting in these ice statues left behind. What could they be?
They look like moments in time.
Lucky guess!
What's that? Jesse and Prospector are trapped in the old abandoned mine, and Prospector just lit a stick of dynamite thinking it was a candle, and now they're about to be blown to smithereens?
While Elsa's guessing is a little too on the nose, even just for instinct, this does lead to maybe the coolest idea in the movie.
Water has memory. The water that makes up you and me has passed through at least 4 humans and or animals before us.
I'm not sure why Olaf knows all that. Elsa always seems to be the one to guess the right answer and has ice powers, but we gotta justify the Michelin Man's dick in this somehow.
Father.
You can tell just by looking at them. They come across the locals as well as Arendelle soldiers left behind. Well, now things are gonna get interesting. Oh, Disney MCU laugh quota. Gotta hold you hostage for a bit.
Oh no, too high! Blast! Oh, hi, I'm Anna. I'll marry a man I just met. Elsa's gonna blow! Snow!
Anyone else find these familiar, by the way?
It began with 2 sisters.
Oh my god, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life!
An act of true love can save you. Here's a true love's kiss.
And Shredder is like,
I trusted you. I thought we were gonna be partners. Dude, I'm a talking clitoris with pinkies.
oh my god, you should sue somebody.
You got a lawsuit coming. Let me just look up the episode of Bum Reviews doing Frozen. Of course that's what he didn't do. Hello? How did you never do a review of Frozen?
Oh my god, that's the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life!
There's these Princess and Mrs.
Why would nature reward a person of Arendelle with magic?
Perhaps to make up for the actions of your people.
My people are innocent.
May the truth
Wait, let me guess. Is the moral of this Disney movie not to be prejudiced? How brave of you to take on such a brand new stance.
The people being crapped on represent the people being crapped on.
Yeah, that's all of them! Well, cool, we can finally start getting some answers here. Nope. Still Rise of Skywalkering this shit.
Keep doing stuff! Keep doing stuff!
Fire spirit!
Elsa finds the fire spirit is available for $37.89 as he beckons her to follow him, and like everyone else, that's his one thing in the movie. But who cares? Now we can finally get some
That's a Northuldra scarf.
Elsa, I see it. It's Mother.
Oh, please, Lisa, everyone's already figured that out.
Yeah, okay, the father who looks nothing like him they figured out, but the mother who literally hasn't changed one bit.
Now that took some putting together.
Our mother was Northuldra.
They do this whenever they see hot women, don't give them attention. I will admit, by the way, I like how they give some context to the chant from the first film. I think it cleverly ties the two movies together. With that said, Elsa promises to free everyone in the mist, which is great. Let's see what we can discover. Time to rest, cool. Time for our one-note characters to play their one note.
What else do you miss?
My father. He passed long before all this.
At least this new character gets a little bit of screen time, and he's gone.
I can't seem to get her attention, or even say the right thing.
A part of me is pissed because he looked like a really cool character, but a part of me is relieved because if he's inevitably gonna end up like these schmucks, it might not be worth it.
Earth giants.
Alright, cool, maybe these will be some interesting, and they're gone.
Am I supposed to feel this ridiculous?
Here she comes.
Princess Anna of Arendelle.
It's almost like a mission to rescue hundreds isn't a practical time to propose, but it's literally all he has in this movie, so cue that letdown music. What follows next? I'll give credit. I never thought I would see in a Frozen movie.
Now I know you're my true north, 'cause I am lost in the woods.
Oh yeah, you're seeing that correctly. This is an 80s rock ballad. Because they are so creatively bankrupt with this character, this is the only thing they could think of. It doesn't match anything in the movie, but I kinda gotta give it to him. I was literally speechless when I saw this. How the hell am I supposed to react to something this desperate? But they go for it. Nothing is half-assed. I like the first Frozen, but there's nothing I can say. I had my jaw on the ground in disbelief. I have to tip my hat. They went for broke on something that's so absolutely insane, it almost feels like a troll movie. In a series with actual trolls. I can't say it's good, but I can say it is legitimately amazing. And it's definitely more entertaining than... Why are you still a thing? This is the film you die in, right? Elsa finds the ship their parents died on and discover they were actually heading towards dark waters.
Atahalan. It's a magical river said to hold all the answers about the past.
That description is so vague, even the space between spaces has its hand up.
Elsa? I want to know what happened to them.
Well, they clearly drowned. Is there a reason you think they didn't drown? Oh my god, they drowned! That's so out of left field.
If anyone can save Arendelle and free this forest, it's you!
Elsa says there's a fifth spirit said to combine the rest of the elements, and the answer, who that is, lies over the dark waters. And if you haven't figured out the identity of the fifth spirit yet, here's a cookie, go to the corner and don't talk to me.
I can't lose you, Elsa.
Elsa says she can't allow Anna to go down such a dangerous path, so she puts her in a boat and sends her down a dangerous path.
I'm sensing rising anger in me.
Wait, you're angry?
Elsa pushed me away too.
And you have every right to be very, very mad at her.
Okay, Frozen therapy is fascinating. In that, no, it's not, but can we focus on the actual story? I believe it's still somewhere in here.
You said some things never change, but since then, everything's done nothing but change.
Remember when I was used sparingly and adults didn't want to gouge their eyes out with their soda straws? That changed drastically from the first time. They come across the rock giants and they're gone. Meanwhile, Elsa is alone, so the movie gets good again. Yeah, it feels like it's moving forward once more, with her trying to make it past the dark waters, taming the water spirit, leading to some kick-ass imagery, and again, a really good song.
Show yourself!
Okay, I said this about Toy Story 4, it's an unpopular opinion, but I really feel like it holds true here too. Had the movie not been a sequel, but a spin-off named after the main lead, dropping all the side characters you now don't have to shove in, I think this could have been something really great. The music, the lyrics, the emotional animation, the performance, it's all wonderful. It's obvious here, as it was with Toy Story 4, they only wanted to tell one character's story, not an ensemble like their predecessors.
You think I'm crazy?
Even though Elsa discovers what we've already figured out, it's a touching moment with her connecting in song with her mother, the fifth spirit before her. After this point, the rest of the movie would be obvious. Right the wrong of her past about to be discovered, and her journey would be complete. But it's not just her journey. We have Olaf and Kristoff and Anna in the story too, and we need to give them stuff to do and get Elsa out of the picture. So things get really sloppy. After a diss at how sick everybody is of letting go. Oh. Yeah, you can't really mock it when you try to recreate it twice. Oh, also this in-joke.
What are you reading, Your Majesty?
Some new Danish author.
I hope a multi-billion-dollar company can butcher his stories one day. She sees, big shock, that Arendelle started the attack years ago.
Magic makes people feel too powerful, too entitled.
She uses her ice powers to see in the past all the bloodshed was her grandfather's fault. But the flashback inconveniently goes too deep into the cave, and as she follows to hear more, she gets frozen. So, remember kids, if you get too close to proving injustice, pull back, because it's bad. This is fucking lame. I guess with the last of her powers, she sends out an Instagram showing Anna what really happened. And because Elsa is frozen, she can no longer keep Olaf alive.
I'd like more mugs.
Wow. Not since Gurgi, Cyclops, and whichever Wayans there was in Dungeons & Dragons have I felt so bad about a character passing. Yeah, had he not kidnapped the movie several times just to tell annoying jokes, maybe I would have felt something here. But this is honestly done just to suddenly give Anna some depth. Which again, in a better movie, should have been Elsa's. It was already established, but nope, we gotta give Anna a cry moment too.
Can there be a day beyond this night?
She sings, again, a pretty decent song about loss. It's very heavy and well written. But it's for a character who had this as some of his last words.
Turtles can breathe through their butts?
The only star that guided me was you. When it's not you, I'm rising for.
I'm not gonna feel much in this scenario. Anna's solution to right this wrong is honestly pretty ballsy, especially for a Disney movie.
Arendelle has no future until we make this right. The dam must fall. It's the only way to break the mist and free the forest.
Yeah, she suggests drowning Arendelle, which is evacuated granted, but still destroying the kingdom to balance out the wrongs committed in the past. Yikes! I mean, it's a pretty complicated issue with a lot of layers involved. Moments ago you had
turtles can breathe through their butts.
And now you're like, we gotta destroy the homes of people who had nothing to do with this, yet still did benefit from it, but also have no say in it whatsoever. This is the same movie that had an 80s rock ballad parody, right? But, okay, that's the path we're taking. Seems like a lot to unpack, but balls to the wall, they're going for it. She lures the rock giants to do literally the only reason they're in this movie. Destroy the dam. Cool, you did your one thing. We're all doing our one thing. This lifts the mist as well as unfreezes Elsa. Now I know what you're thinking. Wouldn't Arendelle being destroyed be what lifts the curse? I mean, couldn't somebody still go and technically stop it? That's the retconning bullshit Disney's amazing at! Yep, even though nobody was in the kingdom and they made a big deal about how this was the only way to bring balance back, there are no repercussions, no loss, no sacrifice, and no responsibility for any of their actions. You know what? Fuck off, Disney. You can't tap into something like this, make such bold claims, and then totally puss out at the end. At least the 80s ballad went all the way. This is tackling something super adult, extremely complicated, clearly outside your comfort zone, and then shrugging, We're just a kid's film. Just feel bad around Thanksgiving and you'll have done your part. Bull fucking shit. Look, it's fine if you want to grow up your fairy tales. But if you don't support that growth, you're not breaking down barriers. You're keeping people in those fairy tales. I'm not gonna pretend I'd be 100% okay with these actions if they went all the way through, but if that's the lesson you're committing to, fucking commit to it. You don't say the boy cried wolf and then he saw something that looked like a wolf, but it wasn't, it was a rabbit. The wolf eats the sheep and a lot is lost. And you're pretending you're saying something as profound, but by backing out of it, you're not. It's as bad as saying characters that died could easily come back. Why am I even humoring you with that possibility?
Do you want to build a snowman?
What?
Well, as a prop for children's emotional manipulation, I have no idea what you mean. What?
You all came back! Oh, I love happy endings.
Just like real life. This is all how real life works. We have an adult message, guys. We're going there.
Will you marry me?
Kristoff finally proposes. Anna says yes to both him and being queen of Arendelle, as Elsa is now ruling over the enchanted forest.
I feel like this forest has really changed us all.
Yeah, you've all grown like a dick who tweets racism is bad and thinks he changed the world. Pat yourselves on the back. You sacrifice nothing.
You get this for 1 hour.
That's okay. I prefer you in leather anyway.
Guess that's where the PG came from. The two queens rule over their kingdoms. We're reminded of how little we've learned about all these new characters. And I'm gonna try and be real nice in summing this up. Okay, I really don't like this movie. I think it's unfocused, self-righteous, and way too cluttered. But part of this review was trying to figure out why others liked it. Some even more than the first. Well, Elsa's story for the most part is good and keeps your attention. A good chunk of the visuals are appealing, most of the songs are memorable and usually further the story. And it's sad that this counts as a compliment now, but it's not a Disney remake. Oh, I don't mean just like it's not a live-action retelling. I mean this film could have just told the same story as the first one again, like a lot of sequels, and it didn't. I don't think anyone could predict this was the path it was going to go down, especially in certain parts. I guess, in a strange way, it is attempting to be more adult. I mean, the first one is obviously a simple fairy tale, where this one has more of a young adult fantasy feel, like, say, Avatar or Narnia. I think a lot of people felt it did try to grow things up and be more mature, where the first film certainly had more of an all-family vibe to it. While I know that was the intent, it just didn't hit for me. So if you got something really meaningful and moving from this film, who am I to take it away from you? I'd much rather have someone disagree with me and be who they are than agree with me denying what they really feel. There's certainly good things in this I can recognize. I just don't recognize it altogether as good. Whatever our thoughts, we can certainly agree it tries harder than many other kids' films, and my guess is everybody's heart was still in the right place. It had good intentions, and it's up to you whether or not you feel it followed through. It doesn't do it for me, but like always, that doesn't mean it can't do it for you. I'm the Nostalgia Critic, and there's still one unanswered question.
Hello?
How are you talking to me if you don't have a phone?
I just use my imagination.
Oh.
You think I'm crazy?